How to be happy. Every introduction. Life is full of ups and downs, joyful moments intertwined with inevitable struggles. While we often have little control over external circumstances, we always have the power to choose how we respond to them. But here's the truth: happiness isn't something that just happens to us. It's not the result of perfect conditions or a life free from hardship. Happiness is a choice, a practice, and a way of being that we can cultivate even in the most difficult times. This book, How to Be Happy Every Day, Even When Life is Hard, is not about denying the reality of challenges. It's not about pretending everything is always perfect or that we can avoid pain. Instead, it's about learning how to embrace life in all its complexities and finding happiness despite the hurdles we face. We all go through tough times, but what if we could learn to navigate them with resilience, joy, and a deeper sense of peace? In these pages, you'll discover practical strategies and insights to help you cultivate lasting happiness, no matter what life throws your way. We'll explore how to change your mindset, practice gratitude, let go of negativity, and embrace the present moment. You'll learn how to build emotional resilience, develop meaningful connections, and tap into the power of your inner strength. This book is not a quick fix solution or a one-size-fits-all approach. It's a guide to help you develop habits and ways of thinking that will support your happiness every single day. No matter how hard life gets, you can choose happiness, and this book will show you how to make that choice, even when it feels impossible. So, if you're ready to step into a life where joy is within your reach every day, even amid hardship, let's begin this journey together. The power to be happy is already within you. Let's unlock it. Chapter 1. The power of happiness. Happiness is often viewed as a fleeting emotion, a momentary spark that we hope to catch in our busy lives. But what if happiness could be more than just an occasional feeling? What if it could become a constant, underlying presence, regardless of the circumstances around us? In this chapter, we will explore the true power of happiness, how it influences every aspect of our lives, and why it is more than just a passive emotion that comes and goes. At its core, happiness is a choice, a decision we make to align our mindset with positivity, gratitude, and peace, no matter what life throws our way. Choosing happiness is not about ignoring life's difficulties, but rather about embracing the power we have to respond to those challenges in ways that foster joy. The beauty of happiness lies in its ability to transform even the hardest situations. When we choose happiness, we shift our focus from what is lacking or difficult to what is abundant and within our control. This shift in focus doesn't just feel better, it also brings real, tangible benefits to our physical and emotional well-being. Research has shown that happiness has a profound impact on our health. Studies reveal that happy people are not only more resilient in the face of adversity, but they also experience lower levels of stress, better immune function, and even longer lifespans. This isn't just a coincidence. Our emotional state has a direct effect on our physical health. When we cultivate happiness, our bodies respond in kind, providing us with the energy, vitality, and strength we need to face life's challenges with resilience. Happiness also has a ripple effect on those around us. When we choose happiness, we become a source of positivity and inspiration for others. Happiness is contagious. It spreads to the people we interact with and can create a more uplifting and supportive environment for everyone. In this way, your happiness doesn't just improve your life, it has the power to elevate the lives of those you care about, creating a network of joy that supports and strengthens us all. Choosing happiness, however, is not always easy. It requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to embrace a mindset that sees potential in the face of struggle and finds gratitude amid hardship. But this chapter isn't about denying the realities of life's challenges. It's about learning to see the power that lies within us to rise above them. The key to true happiness is not in perfect circumstances, but in our ability to choose joy, peace, and positivity regardless of what we face. As we move forward in this book, we will explore the practical tools and strategies that can help you harness the power of happiness every day. By understanding its true potential and learning to cultivate it, you can create a life that is not only full of joy, but also deeply rooted in resilience, peace, and well-being. The power to be happy is already within you, waiting to be awakened. Chapter 2. Understanding the mind, emotion connection. Our emotions are deeply intertwined with the way we think. The connection between our mind and emotions is profound. Our thoughts shape how we feel, and in turn, our emotions influence how we perceive and react to the world around us. Understanding this relationship is crucial to mastering our happiness. In this chapter, we will explore how our thoughts influence our emotional state, how to manage negative emotions, and how to use the power of the mind to create a more positive emotional experience. The mind and emotions are like two sides of the same coin. Our thoughts are the lenses through which we view the world, and those thoughts give rise to our emotions. For example, when you think about a difficult situation, your mind might immediately jump to worst-case scenarios. This thought triggers feelings of fear, anxiety, or stress. The reverse is also true. When we think positive thoughts or focus on gratitude, our emotional state shifts accordingly, leading to feelings of happiness, calm, or hope. Recognizing this pattern is the first step in harnessing the power of your mind to create emotional balance. Many of us experience a cycle where negative thoughts spiral into negative emotions. This happens because the mind naturally gravitates toward the familiar. If we repeatedly think negative or self-limiting thoughts, those thoughts eventually become automatic. Over time, they shape how we feel and react to situations, even when there is no immediate reason to feel upset or stressed. This cycle can be broken by actively working to change the way we think. With practice, we can interrupt negative thought patterns and replace them with healthier, more empowering ones. One effective way to break this cycle is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When we become more aware of our thoughts, we can start to notice the patterns that lead to negative emotions. For instance, if you find yourself thinking, "I can't handle this," you might notice that this thought brings up feelings of fear or helplessness. By catching these thoughts in the act, you can gently reframe them, replacing "I can't handle this" with "This is challenging, but I can handle it one step at a time." Another powerful tool for managing the mind-emotion connection is cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing involves changing the way you interpret a situation. Instead of seeing a setback as a failure, you can reframe it as an opportunity to learn and grow. This shift in perspective helps reduce feelings of frustration, disappointment, or sadness. By recognizing that we can choose how we perceive an event, we gain greater control over our emotional reactions. Over time, this practice strengthens our emotional resilience and allows us to approach difficult situations with a more positive outlook. Our emotions also serve as signals, alerting us to what's happening inside our minds. For example, feelings of anger might point to unresolved issues, while sadness might signal the need for self-compassion. Instead of avoiding or suppressing these emotions, we can use them as opportunities for growth. When we allow ourselves to sit with uncomfortable emotions and reflect on their causes, we gain valuable insights into our thoughts and beliefs. This self-awareness can guide us toward healthier thought patterns and emotional responses. Another important aspect of the mind-emotion connection is the impact of self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves directly affects how we feel. Negative self-talk, such as telling yourself you're not good enough or that you'll never succeed, can create feelings of anxiety, inadequacy, or hopelessness. On the other hand, positive self-talk, such as affirming your worth or reminding yourself of your strengths, can lift your spirits and help you approach challenges with confidence. Learning to cultivate positive self-talk is a powerful way to improve your emotional well-being. When we understand the mind-emotion connection, we can also start to recognize how our thoughts impact our physical state. Stress, anxiety, and negative emotions can manifest physically in the body, causing tension, headaches, or fatigue. By addressing our thoughts and emotions, we can alleviate some of these physical symptoms. Practices such as deep breathing, meditation, and visualization can help calm the mind and, in turn, relax the body. The more we engage in these practices, the better we become at managing the mind-body connection, leading to a healthier, more balanced life. A key aspect of mastering the mind-emotion connection is developing emotional intelligence, EQ. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing, understanding, and managing our own emotions, as well as empathizing with the emotions of others. People with high emotional intelligence are more adept at navigating challenging situations, maintaining positive relationships, and responding to emotional triggers in a healthy way. Cultivating EQ requires self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy, all of which can be strengthened with consistent practice. Finally, the mind-emotion connection teaches us that we have the power to create our emotional experience. While we can't always control external circumstances, we can control how we respond to them. By developing a more mindful and positive mindset, we shift the emotional energy within us. This shift not only improves our well-being but also enhances our ability to connect with others and live a happier, more fulfilling life. The more we practice managing our thoughts and emotions, the more we strengthen our ability to respond with happiness, even in the face of difficulty. Understanding the mind-emotion connection empowers us to take control of our emotional state and build a foundation for lasting happiness. By learning how to manage our thoughts, reframe negative perceptions, and cultivate emotional intelligence, we can create a life filled with greater peace, joy, and resilience. As we continue this journey toward happiness, keep in mind that your mind is a powerful tool. It can either trap you in negativity or free you to live your best life. The choice is yours. Chapter 3: Gratitude is the foundation of happiness. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions we can experience. It has the ability to transform our perspective, uplift our spirits, and create a profound sense of inner peace. Gratitude is often considered the foundation of happiness because it shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have. When we regularly practice gratitude, we open ourselves to a life filled with joy, contentment, and a deeper connection to the world around us. At its core, gratitude is a practice of recognition. It's about noticing the good in our lives, even amidst the challenges. This doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties we face or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, gratitude encourages us to appreciate the small, everyday moments that we often overlook. Whether it's the warmth of the sun on your face, a kind gesture from a friend, or simply having a roof over your head, gratitude helps us realize how much we have to be thankful for, even in tough times. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude regularly can have a powerful impact on our well-being. People who express gratitude daily report feeling more positive, having stronger relationships, and experiencing less stress. The science behind this is simple. Gratitude activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and serotonin, two chemicals responsible for feelings of happiness and pleasure. This natural boost in mood helps reduce negative emotions such as envy, frustration, and resentment. fostering a sense of emotional balance and contentment. One of the simplest ways to cultivate gratitude is through a gratitude journal. This practice involves writing down at least 3 things you're grateful for each day. These can range from big blessings, like good health, to small moments, like a delicious meal or a smile from a stranger. By reflecting on these moments, we train our minds to seek out the good in our lives, shifting our focus away from what's missing or wrong. Over time, this habit rewires our brain to automatically notice the positive, making gratitude a more natural and consistent part of our daily experience. Gratitude also helps us develop a greater sense of resilience. When life gets difficult, it's easy to fall into a negative mindset, focusing on everything that isn't going the way we want it to. However, by practicing gratitude, we remind ourselves of the good things that are still present in our lives. This shift in focus allows us to approach challenges with a more positive attitude, knowing that even in the hardest times, there are things worth appreciating. This resilient mindset helps us bounce back from adversity faster and with greater ease. In addition to boosting our happiness, gratitude has the power to strengthen our relationships. When we express appreciation for the people in our lives, we create a sense of connection and trust. Simple acts of gratitude, such as saying "thank you" or acknowledging someone's kindness, can deepen bonds and promote a sense of belonging. When others feel valued, they are more likely to reciprocate, creating a positive feedback loop of kindness and support. Gratitude fosters a sense of community, reminding us that we are all part of something bigger than ourselves. Gratitude also encourages us to be present in the moment. Often, we get caught up in the past or worry about the future, which can lead to stress and anxiety. However, when we practice gratitude, we shift our attention to the present. We begin to appreciate what we have right now, rather than longing for what we don't have or dwelling on what we've lost. This mindfulness helps us live more fully and savor the richness of our daily experiences. Ultimately, gratitude is a choice. It's easy to focus on what's going wrong, but the true power of gratitude comes when we choose to look for the good, even amid difficulty. When we make gratitude a habit, we train our minds to see the world through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. By embracing gratitude, we lay the foundation for lasting happiness, cultivating a life that is not only richer in joy but also in perspective. The more we practice gratitude, the more we discover that happiness is not found in what we don't have, but in what we already do. Chapter 4. Embracing the present moment. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, constantly looking ahead to the future or ruminating on the past. Our minds are often preoccupied with worries about what might happen or regrets over what has already occurred, leaving little room to truly experience the present. However, happiness can only be found in the here and now. Embracing the present moment is the key to unlocking lasting contentment and peace, and in this chapter, we will explore how living in the present can transform your life. The present moment is where life is happening. It is the only time we truly have control over it. The past is gone, and the future has yet to unfold. When we spend too much time dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about future uncertainties, we miss the beauty and opportunities that are right in front of us. By learning to embrace the present moment, we shift our focus from what we can't change to what we can influence, allowing us to fully engage with the life we are living right now. Mindfulness is a powerful practice that can help us embrace the present. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment with intention and without judgment. It's about being fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without getting caught up in them. Whether you're enjoying a cup of coffee, taking a walk, or having a conversation, Mindfulness helps you stay grounded in the moment, appreciating the simple pleasures of life. This practice can reduce stress, increase feelings of calm, and enhance overall well-being. A key aspect of embracing the present moment is letting go of the need for control. So often, we find ourselves trying to control situations, outcomes, and even the people around us. When we release this need for control and accept life as it is, we can fully experience the richness of each moment without the pressure of expectations. Surrendering to the flow of life doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that everything unfolds as it should and allowing ourselves to enjoy the ride. When we live in the present, we also open ourselves up to greater joy. The act of simply being present allows us to savor the small, everyday experiences that bring happiness, like feeling the warmth of the sun, laughing with friends, or listening to your favorite song. These moments, often overlooked, are the building blocks of true joy. By staying present, we allow ourselves to appreciate these little moments, which can bring a sense of peace and fulfillment into our lives. Embracing the present moment also involves accepting and acknowledging our emotions as they arise. Too often we push our feelings aside, afraid of what they might reveal or what they might mean. However, when we embrace the present, we allow ourselves to fully experience our emotions, whether they're positive or negative, without judgment. This emotional acceptance frees us from the cycle of avoidance and allows us to move through life with greater emotional clarity and authenticity. In addition to enhancing our happiness, living in the present moment helps build resilience. When we focus on the here and now, we are better equipped to deal with challenges and setbacks. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by what might happen in the future, we deal with difficulties as they come, one step at a time. This mindset fosters a sense of control and empowerment, as we realize that we can handle whatever life presents to us in the moment without fear or anxiety. Ultimately, embracing the present moment is about finding peace in life's chaos. It's about shifting our attention away from what's behind us or ahead of us and anchoring ourselves in the now. When we live in the present, we free ourselves from the weight of the past and the uncertainty of the future. In doing so, we open ourselves up to a life filled with gratitude, joy, and serenity. The present moment is where happiness lives, and by embracing it, we unlock the fullness of life. Chapter 5. Developing a positive mindset. A positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools we can cultivate in our pursuit of happiness. Our mindset shapes how we interpret the world, how we respond to challenges, and ultimately, how we experience life. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It means approaching life with the belief that good things are possible, focusing on solutions instead of problems, and choosing to see the best in every situation. In this chapter, we will explore how to develop a positive mindset and the profound impact it can have on your life. The foundation of a positive mindset begins with self-awareness. To change our mindset, we first need to recognize the patterns of thought that influence our emotions and actions. Negative thinking, such as focusing on what could go wrong or doubting our abilities, can prevent us from experiencing happiness and success. When we catch ourselves engaging in these patterns, we can consciously shift our thinking. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," we can reframe the thought to, "This may be difficult, but I can find a way through it." This small shift in language changes how we perceive challenges and opens the door to a more optimistic outlook. Another essential element of a positive mindset is practicing gratitude. As discussed in the previous chapter, gratitude helps us focus on what's good in our lives, which in turn boosts our mood and shifts our perspective. When we cultivate gratitude, we train our minds to seek out the positive, even in tough situations. By appreciating the small things, the kindness of others, the beauty of nature, our health, we lay the groundwork for a mindset that sees the glass as half full instead of half empty. Affirmations are also a powerful tool for developing a positive mindset. These are positive statements that we repeat to ourselves to reinforce a healthy and empowering belief system. For example, saying, "I am capable," "I am deserving of happiness," or "I can handle whatever comes my way," can reprogram the subconscious mind to believe these truths. Over time, affirmations can shift your self-perception and strengthen your belief in your ability to overcome challenges and create a fulfilling life. Surrounding yourself with positivity is another key factor in fostering a positive mindset. The people we interact with, the media we consume, and the environments we spend time in all influence how we think and feel. To develop a positive mindset, it's important to engage with people who uplift and inspire us. Avoiding negativity, whether it's from pessimistic friends, media, or toxic environments, can help preserve our mental and emotional well-being. Instead, seek out positive influences that encourage growth, optimism, and joy. One of the most transformative practices for developing a positive mindset is focusing on solutions rather than problems. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of complaint, frustration, or worry when facing challenges. However, when we adopt a mindset that prioritizes finding solutions, we empower ourselves to take action. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I do to improve the situation? By shifting the focus to actionable steps, you take control of your circumstances and reduce feelings of helplessness or hopelessness. Mindfulness also plays a crucial role in developing a positive mindset. Mindfulness teaches us to be aware of our thoughts without becoming attached to them. When negative or self-limiting thoughts arise, mindfulness helps us observe them without judgment and then gently redirect our focus to something more positive. By practicing mindfulness regularly, we become more attuned to our thought patterns and better equipped to manage negative thinking, ultimately cultivating a mindset that is more present, balanced, and optimistic. Lastly, developing a positive mindset requires patience and persistence. It's important to remember that changing the way we think is a gradual process. There will be setbacks along the way, and negative thoughts may still arise from time to time. However, the more we practice positive thinking, the stronger the neural pathways become, making it easier to default to optimism over time. With consistent effort and a willingness to stay committed to our growth, we can transform our mindset and experience a more joyful, fulfilling life. By developing a positive mindset, we change the way we interact with the world and our potential. This shift in perspective doesn't mean that life will suddenly be without challenges, but it allows us to approach those challenges with hope, resilience, and a belief in our ability to overcome them. A positive mindset is the key that unlocks the door to a life filled with happiness, purpose, and fulfillment. Chapter 6: The role of self-compassion. Compassion is often overlooked in our journey toward happiness, yet it is one of the most crucial elements for emotional well-being and resilience. It involves treating ourselves with the same kindness, care, and understanding that we offer a close friend when they struggle, rather than criticizing ourselves for our mistakes or shortcomings. Self-compassion encourages us to respond to our imperfections with patience and support. In this chapter, we will explore the role of self-compassion in creating a life filled with love, acceptance, and lasting happiness. The foundation of self-compassion lies in recognizing that we, as human beings, are imperfect. We all make mistakes, experience setbacks, and face challenges. Self-compassion allows us to embrace our flaws without judgment, understanding that imperfection is a natural part of the human experience. Instead of pushing ourselves toward unrealistic standards or beating ourselves up for not being good enough, Self-compassion teaches us to show ourselves the same gentleness we would offer to a loved one in times of struggle. One of the most common obstacles to self-compassion is the tendency to be overly self-critical. Many of us have internalized negative beliefs about ourselves, perhaps from past experiences, societal expectations, or comparisons to others, that lead us to harshly judge our actions and worth. This critical inner voice can damage, leading to shame, guilt, and inadequacy. By practicing self-compassion, we learn to quiet this negative voice and replace it with messages of love, forgiveness, and encouragement. A key component of self-compassion is mindfulness. To treat ourselves with compassion, we must first be aware of our thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. Mindfulness helps us observe our feelings without judgment, creating the space to respond to ourselves with kindness instead of criticism. When we are mindful of our emotional experience, we can acknowledge our suffering and then make a conscious choice to respond with understanding and support, rather than self-judgment or avoidance. Self-compassion also involves practicing self-forgiveness. We are often our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to standards that no one else would dare impose. When we make mistakes or fall short of our expectations, we may feel unworthy of love or success. However, self-compassion allows us to forgive ourselves and move forward with a sense of grace. By letting go of past mistakes and recognizing that we are all deserving of love and kindness, regardless of our flaws, we free ourselves from the weight of guilt and self-blame, creating space for personal growth and healing. One of the most powerful aspects of self-compassion is its ability to build emotional resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and without self-compassion, we may become overwhelmed by adversity. However, when we practice being kind to ourselves in difficult times, we develop the inner strength to cope with challenges more effectively. Self-compassion reminds us that we don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love or happiness. This acceptance allows us to navigate life's struggles with greater ease and confidence, knowing that we can handle them with grace. Moreover, self-compassion enhances our relationships with others. When we treat ourselves with compassion, we are more likely to extend that same kindness to the people around us. We become better equipped to support others in their times of need because we understand the importance of empathy, love, and non-judgment. This creates a ripple effect of compassion, strengthening our connections and creating a more supportive, loving environment. Self-compassion also encourages self-care. When we truly love and care for ourselves, we recognize the importance of taking care of our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Rather than pushing ourselves to the limit or ignoring our needs, we make time for rest, relaxation, and activities that nourish our bodies and minds. Self-compassion involves prioritizing self-care as an essential part of maintaining a balanced and happy life, helping us replenish our energy and stay grounded in the present moment. Incorporating self-compassion into our lives is not a one-to-one but a lifelong practice. It requires ongoing awareness, patience, and self-reflection. At times, we may slip into old habits of self-criticism or judgment, but the beauty of self-compassion is that it's always available to us. We can always choose to be kind to ourselves, to forgive ourselves, and to treat ourselves with the love and understanding we deserve. The more we practice self-compassion, the more natural it becomes, and the more deeply we experience the peace, happiness, and fulfillment that it brings. Ultimately, self-compassion is the key to unlocking a life of authentic happiness. By embracing our imperfections, forgiving ourselves for our mistakes, and treating ourselves with kindness, we create the emotional space necessary to grow, learn, and thrive. Self-compassion is not just about being gentle with ourselves in difficult times. It's about building a loving relationship with ourselves that serves as the foundation for all other aspects of our well-being. With self-compassion, we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, allowing us to live a more peaceful, resilient, and joyful life. Chapter 7. The importance of self-care. Self-care is often seen as a luxury or indulgence, but in reality, it is an essential practice for maintaining both our physical and emotional well-being. In a world that constantly demands our time and attention, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves. However, self-care is not just about pampering or taking a break. It's about setting aside intentional time to recharge, nurture, and support our mind, body, and spirit. In this chapter, we will explore the vital role self-care plays in our lives and how it can enhance our happiness and overall quality of life. Self-care is not a one-size-fits-all concept. What nurtures one person's well-being may be different from what works for another. This is why self-care involves tuning into our own needs and desires and learning to listen to what our bodies and minds are telling us. It's about finding activities, habits, and practices that make us feel rejuvenated, balanced, and restored. Whether it's exercise, reading, taking a bath, spending time in nature, or practicing mindfulness, self-care is a personal journey of discovering what helps us feel whole. The importance of self-care lies in its ability to prevent burnout. In our fast-paced, goal-oriented culture, it's easy to push ourselves to the limit, constantly striving to meet the demands of work, family, and other responsibilities. However, without proper self-care, we risk depleting our energy and emotional reserves. When we don't take time for ourselves, we can quickly become overwhelmed, fatigued, and disconnected from our own needs. By prioritizing self-care, we create a buffer against burnout, helping us stay energized, focused, and resilient in the face of life's demands. Self-care also has a direct impact on our mental health. When we engage in activities that promote relaxation, creativity, and joy, we reduce stress, anxiety, and negative emotions. Regular self-care practices, such as meditation or journaling, allow us to process our feelings, release tension, and cultivate a sense of peace. By making self-care a priority, we create a foundation for emotional stability, helping us to better cope with challenges and setbacks. A well-cared-for mind is more capable of facing adversity with clarity and calmness. Additionally, self-care enhances our physical health. Many self-care practices, such as exercise, nutrition, and adequate sleep, directly impact our physical well-being. Taking care of our body not only improves our energy levels but also strengthens our immune system, boosts mood, and improves overall health. When we neglect self-care, we put our physical health at risk, leading to fatigue, illness, and other health problems. By adopting healthy habits and routines, we ensure that our bodies have the strength and vitality needed to carry us through life. Another crucial aspect of self-care is setting boundaries. In a world that constantly asks more of us, it's important to learn to say no and protect our time and energy. Setting boundaries is not about being selfish, but about recognizing our limits and honoring our well-being. Whether it's limiting social engagements, saying no to extra work, or taking time off when we need it, boundaries allow us to maintain balance and avoid feeling overwhelmed. By respecting our own needs, we create the space for self-care and prevent exhaustion. Self-care also plays a significant role in our relationships. When we take care of ourselves, we are better able to show up for others. We are more present, compassionate, and patient because we have the emotional and physical energy to give. Relationships can often become strained when we neglect our own needs, as we may feel drained, resentful, or disconnected. However, when we prioritize self-care, we nourish ourselves, which, in turn, strengthens our connections with others. Healthy relationships are built on mutual care and by caring for ourselves. we create the foundation for more meaningful and harmonious connections. Creating a self-care routine is key to making it a consistent part of our lives. A routine allows us to carve out regular time for activities that nurture our well-being, ensuring that self-care becomes an ongoing practice rather than a sporadic event. It's important to start small and gradually incorporate simple practices into our daily life. Whether it's setting aside time each morning for meditation or scheduling a weekly workout, the key is to make self-care a non-negotiable part of your life. As you commit to a self-care routine, you'll notice its profound impact on your happiness, health, and overall sense of well-being. In conclusion, self-care is not a luxury. It is a vital aspect of maintaining a balanced, healthy, and happy life. By taking time to nurture ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally, we build the foundation for resilience, joy, and fulfillment. Self-care allows us to recharge, refresh, and reconnect with our own needs, ensuring that we have the energy and strength to handle life's challenges. It is not about being selfish, but about recognizing that we cannot pour from an empty cup. By prioritizing self-care, we set ourselves up for a life that is not only productive and successful, but also deeply fulfilling and joyful. Chapter 8. Letting go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is often seen as a positive trait, a sign of high standards and dedication. However, in reality, perfectionism can be a significant barrier to happiness. The relentless pursuit of flawlessness can lead to stress, self-doubt, and a constant sense of dissatisfaction. Letting go of perfectionism is an essential step in freeing ourselves from the constraints of unrealistic expectations and learning to embrace our authentic selves. In this chapter, we will explore the impact of perfectionism on our lives and offer strategies for letting go of the need to be perfect. At its core, perfectionism is driven by fear, the fear of failure, criticism, or not measuring up to others' expectations. This fear pushes us to strive for an unattainable ideal, leading to endless self-improvement without ever feeling good enough. The problem with perfectionism is that it creates a cycle of constant striving, but never satisfaction. No matter how much we achieve, we are left feeling incomplete, always chasing an elusive version of success that doesn't exist. Learning to let go of perfectionism involves shifting our focus from achieving an idealized version of ourselves to accepting and appreciating who we are in the present. One of the key reasons perfectionism is so detrimental is that it creates unnecessary stress. When we demand perfection from ourselves, we set ourselves up for disappointment, as perfection is not a realistic goal. This constant pressure to get everything just right can lead to burnout, anxiety, and even depression. By releasing the need for perfection, we free ourselves from the weight of unrealistic expectations, allowing us to approach life with more ease and acceptance. Life becomes less about flawless execution and more about embracing the process, making mistakes, and learning along the way. Perfectionism also robs us of our joy. When we focus on perfection, we lose sight of the beauty of imperfection and the pleasure of doing something simply for the sake of enjoyment. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or taking on a new challenge, perfectionism prevents us from fully experiencing these moments because we are too focused on how things should be. Letting go of perfectionism allows us to savor life's experiences without the pressure of having everything turn out perfectly. It opens the door to spontaneity, creativity, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. One of the most effective ways to let go of perfectionism is to reframe our perspective on failure. Perfectionists often see failure as something to be avoided at all costs, associating it with personal inadequacy or shame. However, failure is an inevitable part of life and an essential component of growth. When we let go of the fear of failure and embrace it as a learning opportunity, we begin to see imperfections as a natural part of the human experience. By accepting that failure is not only acceptable but necessary for growth, we free ourselves from the burden of perfectionism. Another powerful strategy for letting go of perfectionism is practicing self-compassion. Perfectionists are often their harshest critics, constantly judging themselves for their perceived shortcomings. By cultivating self-compassion, we learn to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer to a friend who is struggling. Instead of berating ourselves for not meeting our high standards, we acknowledge our efforts, learn from our mistakes, and move forward with a sense of grace. Self-compassion allows us to release the pressure of perfectionism and approach ourselves with love and patience. Letting go of perfectionism also involves embracing the concept of good enough. Perfectionists often feel that if something isn't flawless, it isn't worth doing at all. However, life is not about perfection. It's about progress. When we embrace the idea that good enough is enough, we can release the need for perfection and allow ourselves to feel accomplished without striving for unattainable ideals. This shift in mindset helps us move forward with confidence, knowing that we don't need to do everything perfectly to be successful or worthy. The fear of judgment is another key factor that keeps us trapped in perfectionism. Many perfectionists fear being judged by others if they don't meet a certain standard. However, it's important to realize that no one is perfect and everyone has flaws. When we let go of perfectionism, we release the need for external validation and start living for ourselves instead of trying to meet others' expectations. This shift in focus allows us to be more authentic and free, knowing that our value does not depend on perfection, but on our unique qualities and contributions. Finally, letting go of perfectionism requires a willingness to embrace vulnerability. Perfectionists often hide their imperfections to avoid judgment or rejection. However, true connection and growth come from embracing our authentic selves, imperfections, and all. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to deeper relationships, creativity, and personal growth. Letting go of perfectionism is about allowing ourselves to be human, embracing our mistakes, and accepting that we don't need to be flawless to be worthy of love and happiness. In conclusion, letting go of perfectionism is a liberating and empowering step toward living a happier, more fulfilling life. By releasing the need for flawlessness, reframing our relationship with failure, practicing self-compassion, and embracing vulnerability, we free ourselves from the constraints of unrealistic expectations. Perfectionism no longer controls us, allowing us to experience life with greater ease, joy, and authenticity. In the end, happiness is not about being perfect, it's about embracing the beautiful, imperfect journey of life. Chapter 9. Building meaningful relationships. Relationships are one of the most significant sources of happiness and fulfillment in life. Whether they are with family, friends, romantic partners, or colleagues, the connections we form with others have a profound impact on our emotional well-being. Building meaningful relationships requires effort, understanding, and vulnerability, but the rewards are immeasurable. In this chapter, we will explore how to cultivate relationships that nurture and support us, enriching our lives and enhancing our happiness. The foundation of any meaningful relationship is trust. Trust allows individuals to feel safe, supported, and accepted. Without trust, relationships can become strained, and it can be difficult to connect on a deeper level. Trust is built over time through consistent actions, honesty, and mutual respect. It's important to be reliable, keep promises, and communicate openly with those you care about. By prioritizing trust in your relationships, you create a strong, secure bond that can weather any challenge. Effective communication is another essential component of meaningful relationships. Communication goes beyond just speaking. It involves active listening, empathy, and understanding to build deeper connections. It's important to listen without judgment and express your thoughts and feelings in an open, respectful manner. Good communication fosters intimacy and prevents misunderstandings, allowing both parties to feel heard and valued. By practicing clear, compassionate communication, you can deepen your relationships and create a sense of closeness. Empathy plays a crucial role in forming meaningful relationships. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person, which fosters compassion and strengthens connections. When we practice empathy, we put ourselves in others' shoes, seeing the world from their perspective. This not only helps us respond with care and understanding, but also deepens our emotional bond. In relationships, empathy helps us navigate difficult conversations, resolve conflicts, and support one another through life's challenges. By showing empathy, we create an environment of mutual respect and emotional safety. Another key to building meaningful relationships is vulnerability. While it may feel uncomfortable, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable is what enables true intimacy to blossom. Vulnerability involves sharing our fears, dreams, struggles, and imperfections with others, letting them see us for who we truly are. This openness invites deeper connection and encourages others to do the same. When both parties are willing to be vulnerable, the relationship becomes more authentic and trust is solidified. Vulnerability is the foundation for emotional closeness and understanding in any meaningful relationship. Setting healthy boundaries is essential in fostering relationships that are both fulfilling and respectful. Boundaries help protect your emotional well-being and ensure that you do not compromise your values or needs for the sake of pleasing others. It's important to recognize when to say no, when to ask for support, and when to take time for yourself. Healthy boundaries prevent resentment and burnout, allowing relationships to thrive in a balanced, respectful environment. By communicating your boundaries clearly and respecting others' boundaries, you create a space where everyone can grow and feel valued. Mutual support is also a key characteristic of meaningful relationships. A strong relationship is one where both individuals are there for each other, offering emotional, mental, and even physical support during times of need. It's important to be a source of encouragement, kindness, and love for those you care about, and also to allow them to offer that same support in return. Relationships thrive when both parties feel they can rely on each other and that their needs will be met with care and consideration. Supporting one another through difficult times strengthens the bond and creates a sense of unity. In addition to trust and communication, shared values and common interests also play a significant role in building meaningful relationships. While differences in opinions and preferences are natural, having common ground can create a stronger foundation for connection. Whether it's shared hobbies, goals, or beliefs, having something in common fosters a sense of belonging and deepens your connection with others. These shared experiences provide a basis for deeper conversations, greater understanding, and long-lasting relationships. Finally, nurturing and maintaining meaningful relationships requires ongoing effort. Like any other aspect of life, relationships need care, attention, and commitment to thrive. This means making time for those you care about, being present during important moments, and continually expressing appreciation. Relationships are not static, they evolve and grow over time. By investing in your relationships, being present for the people you care about, and prioritizing their needs, you build a strong support system that will enrich your life and contribute to your overall happiness. In conclusion, building meaningful relationships is essential for living a happy and fulfilling life. Trust, effective communication, empathy, vulnerability, boundaries, and mutual support all play a crucial role in creating lasting connections. By nurturing relationships based on these principles, we foster a sense of belonging, love, and support that enhances our emotional well-being. Meaningful relationships provide us with the strength to face life's challenges, the joy of shared experiences, and the comfort of knowing we are not alone on our journey. Chapter 10. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and emotional healing. It can be incredibly difficult to forgive, especially when we've been hurt deeply or betrayed. However, choosing forgiveness is not about condoning the actions of others, but about freeing ourselves from the emotional weight of anger, resentment, and bitterness. In this chapter, we will explore the transformative power of forgiveness and how it can lead to greater peace, happiness, and emotional freedom. Forgiveness begins with the decision to let go of negative emotions that weigh us down. Holding on to anger or grudges can keep us tethered to the past, preventing us from moving forward and experiencing joy. When we forgive, we release the power that past hurts have over us. It's important to remember that forgiveness is not for the person who wronged us, but for ourselves. By forgiving, we are choosing peace over pain and freedom over captivity to our emotions. It's an act of self-care and self-liberation that allows us to reclaim our emotional well-being. One of the common misconceptions about forgiveness is that it means forgetting the wrongdoing. However, forgiveness doesn't mean erasing the past or excusing harmful behavior. It simply means releasing the hold that the past has on our present. We can forgive someone while still acknowledging the hurt and pain they caused us. Forgiveness allows us to stop reliving the negative emotions tied to the event and move toward healing. It's a conscious decision to not let the past dictate our happiness or future. Forgiveness also plays a critical role in our relationships. Holding on to grudges can create emotional distance and strain between individuals. When we forgive, we open the door to reconciliation and understanding. It's important to recognize that forgiveness does not always mean the relationship will return to what it was before, but it does create space for growth, healing, and possibly even stronger connections. By letting go of resentment, we make room for compassion, empathy, and renewed trust, which are vital components of healthy relationships. In addition to improving our relationships with others, forgiveness has a profound impact on our physical and mental health. Studies have shown that holding on to anger and resentment can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even physical ailments such as high blood pressure and heart disease. When we choose forgiveness, we reduce these negative effects and promote overall well-being. Forgiving others can lower our stress levels, improve our sleep quality, and even enhance our immune system. Forgiveness is not just a gift to others, it's a gift to ourselves. The process of forgiveness often requires deep emotional work. It's not always easy to let go of the pain caused by others, especially when the hurt feels unjust or incomprehensible. However, the journey of forgiveness is an important part of healing. It may require us to confront difficult emotions such as sadness, fear, or anger and work through them. By doing so, we learn to process and release these emotions in healthy ways, which ultimately leads to emotional freedom. It may take time, but each step toward forgiveness is a step toward greater peace. Forgiveness is not a one-time event, but an ongoing practice. There may be moments when we feel that we have forgiven someone, only to find that old feelings of anger or resentment resurface. This is normal and part of the process. Forgiveness is not always linear, and it may require us to forgive again and again, especially when we are reminded of the hurt. The key is to be patient with ourselves and continue choosing forgiveness, even when it feels difficult. Each time we choose to forgive, we strengthen our capacity for compassion and resilience. Another powerful aspect of forgiveness is self-forgiveness. Just as we need to forgive others, We also need to forgive ourselves for our own mistakes and shortcomings. Holding on to guilt, shame, or regret can prevent us from fully embracing our growth and healing. By forgiving ourselves, we release the burden of self-judgment and create space for self-compassion and growth. Self-forgiveness allows us to move forward without being weighed down by past mistakes, and it is a crucial step in the journey toward self-acceptance and happiness. In conclusion, the power of forgiveness lies in its ability to transform our emotional, mental, and physical well-being. By forgiving others, we release the grip of anger and resentment, opening the door to healing, peace, and growth. Forgiveness is an act of self-liberation that allows us to live in the present, free from the emotional burdens of the past. It enhances our relationships, promotes health, and helps us cultivate compassion, empathy, and understanding. Choosing forgiveness is not always easy, but it is a powerful tool that can lead to greater happiness, freedom, and emotional well-being. Chapter 11, Finding Purpose in Life. Finding purpose in life is one of the most profound ways to experience fulfillment and happiness. A sense of purpose gives direction, motivation, and meaning to our lives, guiding us through challenges and helping us stay focused on what truly matters. While the search for purpose can feel overwhelming at times, it is an ongoing journey that requires self-reflection, exploration, and a willingness to embrace change. In this chapter, we will explore how to find and cultivate purpose and how this pursuit can enhance our overall well-being. Purpose often begins with a deep understanding of who we are, our values, passions, and strengths. Many people struggle to find purpose because they are disconnected from their true selves, living according to the expectations of others or society. To find your purpose, start by reflecting on what makes you feel alive. What activities bring you joy? What causes are you passionate about? When do you feel most at peace with yourself? These are clues that can guide you toward understanding your deeper purpose. Purpose is not necessarily a grand, lofty goal. It can also be found in small, everyday actions that align with your values and passions. Sometimes, the search for purpose requires us to step outside our comfort zone and try new things. Often, we become stagnant in our routines and beliefs, not realizing that the answers to our purpose lie in unfamiliar territory. Trying new experiences, learning new skills, or engaging in different activities can open up new paths and possibilities. Even if we don't find our ultimate purpose right away, these experiences can provide valuable insights about ourselves and what we truly desire in life. Embrace exploration as a key part of your journey toward purpose. A significant aspect of finding purpose is aligning our actions with our values. When we live in a way that reflects our true beliefs, we feel more fulfilled and authentic. However, this alignment often requires self-examination. What do you truly care about? What do you want to contribute to the world? Once we identify our core values, we can make conscious choices that reflect them, whether that's in our career, relationships, or community involvement. Living authentically not only provides us with a sense of purpose, but also allows us to feel connected to something larger than ourselves. Purpose is also deeply connected to helping others and making a positive impact in the world. When we engage in acts of kindness, service, or social good, we often experience a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that cannot be found through material achievements alone. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring, or simply being there for someone in need, the act of giving brings purpose to our lives. We can find meaning in contributing to the well-being of others and knowing that our actions make a difference, no matter how small. While finding purpose is often associated with long-term goals, it's important to remember that purpose can be found in the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that our purpose lies in a future achievement, but the truth is that purpose exists in the here and now. Every day provides opportunities to live with intention, to make a difference, and to live in alignment with our values. By focusing on the present, we can start to build purpose into our daily routines, making each moment more meaningful and rewarding. A critical part of finding purpose is embracing setbacks and challenges along the way. Many people equate difficulty with a lack of purpose, but in reality, obstacles are often the very things that lead us to greater clarity and understanding. When we face adversity, we learn more about ourselves and our resilience. These challenges can act as stepping stones, pushing us toward discovering what truly matters and helping us refine our goals. Rather than viewing struggles as detours, we can embrace them as part of the process of finding deeper meaning in our lives. Purpose is not always something that we can discover overnight. It is a dynamic and evolving part of our lives that may change as we grow and evolve. What gives us purpose at one stage in life may shift as our circumstances, priorities, or understanding of ourselves change. It's important to be open to the idea that purpose is fluid and can evolve over time. This flexibility allows us to adapt to new opportunities, new insights, and new phases of life, ensuring that our journey remains meaningful at every stage. In conclusion, finding purpose in life is an ongoing and transformative process that brings fulfillment, joy, and meaning. It begins with self-reflection, exploring our values and passions, and being open to new experiences. Purpose is aligned with living authentically, making a positive impact on others, and embracing both the successes and challenges that come our way. By cultivating a sense of purpose, we can navigate life's ups and downs with clarity, focus, and resilience, ultimately leading to a richer, more meaningful life. Chapter 12. Cultivating resilience. Resilience is the ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity, stress, or hardship. It is a key trait that enables individuals to navigate life's challenges with strength, grace, and a sense of hope. Cultivating resilience is not about avoiding difficulties or becoming immune to hardship, but rather developing the inner strength to face life's inevitable struggles and bounce back from them. In this chapter, we will explore how to cultivate resilience and use it as a tool for personal growth, happiness, and well-being. At the core of resilience is the ability to manage and regulate our emotions. Life is filled with ups and downs, and it is easy to become overwhelmed by negative emotions when faced with difficult situations. However, resilient individuals are able to acknowledge their emotions without letting them control their actions. By practicing emotional regulation through mindfulness, self-compassion, and healthy coping strategies, we can develop the ability to maintain emotional balance, even in the face of adversity. This emotional awareness allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively to life's challenges. One of the most important aspects of resilience is maintaining a positive mindset even during difficult times. Resilient individuals are able to find meaning and opportunity in adversity. They view setbacks as temporary and as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. By shifting our perspective from seeing challenges as threats to viewing them as chances to learn and improve, we build mental fortitude. This optimistic mindset helps us stay focused on our goals and maintain hope, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Another key to cultivating resilience is building strong support networks. We are not meant to navigate life's challenges alone, and having a reliable support system can make a world of difference in how we cope with adversity. Resilient people know when to ask for help and are willing to lean on others during tough times. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or community, having people who understand, encourage, and support us provides a sense of security and reassurance. These relationships help us feel grounded, connected, and capable of handling whatever life throws our way. Self-efficacy. The belief in our ability to influence and control our circumstances is another essential component of resilience. When we believe in our own strength and capabilities, we are more likely to persevere through challenges and seek out solutions to problems. Cultivating self-efficacy involves setting realistic goals, breaking them down into manageable steps, and celebrating small successes along the way. By taking consistent action, we build confidence in our ability to navigate difficult situations and realize that we are capable of handling even the most challenging obstacles. Another aspect of resilience is the ability to maintain flexibility in our approach to challenges. Life rarely goes according to plan, and resilience involves adapting to change and finding alternative paths when our original plans are disrupted. Flexibility allows us to stay open-minded and resourceful, enabling us to adjust our strategies without becoming discouraged. By embracing change rather than resisting it, we foster a growth mindset that encourages experimentation, learning, and progress, even in the face of unexpected circumstances. Resilience also requires a sense of purpose or meaning in life. When we have a clear sense of what is important to us, we are better able to weather life's storms. Having a purpose provides us with direction and motivation, helping us stay focused on the bigger picture when we encounter setbacks. Whether it's our family, career, passion projects, or personal values, a strong sense of purpose anchors us and provides the strength to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Purpose helps us remember that challenges are temporary and that our efforts are contributing to something greater than ourselves. Another essential part of building resilience is practicing self-care. Taking care of our physical, mental, and emotional health enables us to have the energy and clarity needed to face life's challenges. Resilient individuals prioritize self-care practices like exercise, healthy eating, relaxation, and adequate sleep, knowing that these habits strengthen their ability to cope with stress. When we invest in our well-being, we build the resilience needed to handle difficult situations with grace and composure. Finally, resilience is nurtured through perseverance and the ability to learn from setbacks. Life will inevitably present us with challenges and failures, but it is our response to these moments that shapes our resilience. Resilient individuals view failures not as personal deficiencies, but as valuable opportunities to learn and grow. Each setback teaches us something about ourselves, our strengths, and areas for improvement. By embracing failure as part of the journey, we build resilience and develop the mental toughness to keep moving forward with renewed determination. In conclusion, cultivating resilience is an essential part of leading a fulfilling and happy life. Resilience allows us to bounce back from adversity, manage stress, and continue pursuing our goals with determination and hope. By developing emotional regulation, maintaining a positive mindset, building strong support networks, fostering self-efficacy, and embracing flexibility, we can strengthen our ability to face life's challenges. Resilience helps us navigate life's difficulties with grace and confidence, ultimately leading to a more empowered, fulfilled, and resilient version of ourselves. Chapter 13. The art of letting go. Letting go is one of the most powerful yet difficult practices in life. Whether it's releasing emotional pain, letting go of past mistakes, or detaching from things, relationships, or expectations, the art of letting go is crucial for personal growth, peace, and happiness. Holding on to things that no longer serve us can weigh us down, prevent us from moving forward, and keep us stuck in cycles of regret, bitterness, or fear. In this chapter, we will explore the transformative power of letting go and how to practice this art in a way that brings healing, freedom, and peace. Letting go begins with the understanding that attachment to things, people, or outcomes can create suffering. The more tightly we hold on to something, the more we fear losing it, and the greater the pain when it inevitably changes or disappears. By recognizing that everything in life is temporary, whether it's possessions, people, or emotions, we can begin to release the need for control. Accepting that change is a natural part of life allows us to embrace it instead of resist it. Letting go is not about giving up, but rather about freeing ourselves from the emotional burden of attachment. Emotional attachment, especially to past hurt or resentment, is one of the hardest things to release. Holding on to anger, regret, or sadness keeps us anchored to past events, preventing us from living fully in the present. To let go of emotional pain, we must first acknowledge and honor our feelings, rather than suppress or ignore them. Once we give ourselves permission to feel, we can begin to process those emotions and release their grip on our hearts. Forgiveness, both of ourselves and others, plays a crucial role in letting go of past wounds. By forgiving, we free ourselves from the emotional chains of the past and make space for healing. Letting go also involves releasing unrealistic expectations, whether of ourselves or others. Often, we hold on to ideas of how things should be, how people should behave, or how our lives should unfold. These expectations can cause frustration and disappointment when reality doesn't match our vision. Learning to let go of these ideals and accept life as it is allows us to experience greater peace. By embracing the present moment and releasing the need for perfection, we open ourselves to new possibilities, deeper connections, and a more fulfilling life. Sometimes, letting go means releasing unhealthy relationships that no longer serve our well-being. We may cling to relationships out of fear of loneliness, a sense of obligation, or a desire to change someone. However, staying in toxic or unbalanced relationships can drain our energy and hinder our personal growth. Letting go of these relationships, whether it's through setting boundaries, stepping away, or choosing to move on, empowers us to create space for healthier, more supportive connections. The decision to let go of unhealthy relationships is a powerful act of self-respect and self-love. Material possessions can also hold us back from truly experiencing freedom. In a society that often equates happiness with accumulation, letting go of excess belongings can feel daunting. However, the act of decluttering and simplifying our lives can be incredibly liberating. When we let go of material possessions that no longer add value or meaning to our lives, we make room for what truly matters. By embracing minimalism, we free ourselves from the attachment to things and shift our focus to the intangible qualities, such as love, experiences, and personal growth, that bring true fulfillment. Letting go is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process that requires patience and practice. There will be moments when we feel the urge to cling to the past or hold on to things that are no longer serving us. During these moments, it's important to remind ourselves of the benefits of letting go, how it frees us to experience greater peace, joy, and growth. The process may not always be easy, but each time we release something that no longer serves us, we make space for new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with our true selves. Letting go also involves letting go of the need to control everything in our lives. Control is often a defense mechanism used to avoid uncertainty and fear, but it can create stress and anxiety. When we learn to surrender to the flow of life, trusting that things will unfold as they are meant to, we find peace. Letting go of control allows us to live with greater ease, adapt to life's changes, and accept things as they come. It's about trusting that even in uncertainty, we can find stability and meaning. Finally, the art of letting go is deeply connected to self-acceptance. Letting go is not about rejecting parts of ourselves or our past, but about accepting them and allowing them to become lessons for growth. By embracing who we are and what we have been through, we can let go of the need to be perfect or to live up to unrealistic standards. Letting go of self-judgment and embracing self-compassion allows us to step into our full potential and live more authentically. In conclusion, the art of letting go is a vital practice for personal freedom, peace, and happiness. It requires us to release attachments to people, outcomes, possessions, and even our own expectations. By practicing forgiveness, embracing change, and learning to surrender control, we create space for healing, growth, and new possibilities. Letting go allows us to live more fully in the present moment and open ourselves up to the abundant life that awaits when we free ourselves from the burdens of attachment. Chapter 4: Creating Joy in Everyday Life. Joy is not a distant goal to be achieved, nor is it something that only comes in moments of celebration or success. True joy is a state of being that can be cultivated in our everyday lives, regardless of our circumstances. It's found in the simple, ordinary moments and is often a choice we make rather than something that happens to us. In this chapter, we will explore how to create joy in our daily lives by embracing gratitude, mindfulness, self-care, and meaningful connections. One of the most effective ways to create joy in everyday life is through practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking or wrong in our lives to what is already abundant and good. By taking time each day to reflect on the things we are grateful for, whether it's the warmth of the sun, the support of a loved one, or a good meal, we train our minds to see the positive. This shift in perspective can have a profound impact on our overall sense of well-being and happiness. Starting or ending each day with a gratitude practice, even if it's just listing 3 things you're thankful for, can increase joy and contentment. Another way to cultivate joy is through mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to rush through life without fully experiencing it. Mindfulness invites us to slow down, to engage with the present, and to notice the beauty and richness of life around us. Whether we're savoring a cup of coffee, listening to music, or walking in nature, practicing mindfulness helps us appreciate the small, often overlooked moments that bring joy. It's about being attuned to our senses, our thoughts, and our emotions without judgment, creating space for joy to arise naturally. Creating joy also involves taking time for self-care. In our busy lives, we often prioritize the needs of others or focus on work, leaving little room for ourselves. However, joy is deeply connected to taking care of our own well-being. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, self-care can take many forms, from enjoying a relaxing bath or reading a good book to exercising or meditating. By making time for activities that replenish and rejuvenate us, we not only boost our own happiness, but also improve our capacity to be present and joyful in all areas of life. Another important aspect of creating joy is nurturing positive relationships and connections. Humans are social creatures, and meaningful relationships are a key source of happiness and joy. Whether it's spending quality time with family, connecting with friends, or engaging with a community, these connections provide support, love, and a sense of belonging. To create joy, it's important to invest in relationships that lift us up and surround ourselves with people who bring positivity into our lives. Genuine connection fosters a sense of fulfillment and happiness that cannot be found through material possessions or external achievements. In addition to relationships, creating joy often involves pursuing activities and hobbies that we are passionate about. When we engage in activities that bring us joy, whether it's painting, gardening, dancing, or playing a musical instrument, we tap into a source of energy and creativity that nourishes our soul. These activities give us a sense of purpose, accomplishment, and satisfaction. By making time for things we love, we not only create joy in our own lives but also contribute to a more vibrant and joyful world. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to create joy is through acts of kindness. Helping others, whether through small gestures like holding the door open for someone or through larger acts like volunteering, creates a sense of fulfillment and connection. When we give, we often receive joy in return, not because we expect anything, but because kindness creates a ripple effect that spreads positivity and light. These small acts of compassion not only improve the lives of others, but also nourish our own hearts and create a sense of joy that permeates our daily lives. Another powerful tool for creating joy is laughter. Laughter has an incredible ability to lift our spirits, reduce stress, and foster connection with others. Whether it's watching a funny movie, attending a comedy show, or simply sharing a light-hearted moment with a friend, laughter brings joy into the present moment. It helps us release tension and view life with a lighter heart. Surrounding ourselves with humor and joy-inducing experiences can uplift our mood and create a sense of joy even in challenging times. Lastly, creating joy involves embracing a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we invite more joy into our lives. This mindset shift encourages us to appreciate the richness of our experiences, relationships, and opportunities. By embracing an abundance mentality, we realize that joy is not dependent on external circumstances, but on how we choose to view the world. Gratitude, mindfulness, and a focus on the present moment all contribute to this mindset, allowing joy to flow freely into our lives. In conclusion, creating joy in everyday life is a conscious practice that involves embracing gratitude, mindfulness, self-care, meaningful relationships, and a positive mindset. By focusing on the present moment, nurturing our passions, and engaging in acts of kindness, we can cultivate joy in our daily experiences. Joy is not something to wait for, it is something we can create and experience now. By making small, intentional choices each day, we can fill our lives with the happiness, fulfillment, and light that we deserve. Chapter 15. Transforming negative thinking. Negative thinking is a habit that many of us struggle with, often without realizing it. It can take many forms: self-doubt, pessimism, fear of failure, or a tendency to focus on what's wrong rather than what's right. These negative thought patterns can significantly impact our emotional well-being and hinder our ability to achieve our goals. However, transforming negative thinking is possible. By recognizing and challenging our negative thoughts, we can rewire our minds to think more positively, leading to greater happiness, confidence, and success. The first step in transforming negative thinking is awareness. Often, negative thoughts are so ingrained in our daily thinking that we don't even notice when they arise. To break the cycle, we need to start by paying attention to our thoughts. This can be done through mindfulness or journaling. By observing our thoughts without judgment, we can identify the negative patterns that are holding us back. Once we become aware of our negative thinking, we can begin to take steps to challenge and change it. Challenging negative thoughts involves questioning their validity. When we think negatively, we often assume that our thoughts are true without considering the evidence. For example, if we think, "I'm not good enough," we may focus on a few past failures and ignore all the successes we've had. To transform negative thinking, we need to ask ourselves, is this thought based on facts? Are there other perspectives I should consider? By consciously questioning our thoughts, we can begin to shift our mindset and see things in a more balanced, realistic light. Another powerful tool in transforming negative thinking is reframing. Reframing is the practice of changing the way we view a situation. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects, we look for the positive or find a way to see it as an opportunity for growth. For example, if we face a setback, instead of thinking, "This is a failure," we can reframe it as, "This is a learning experience." Reframing helps us shift our focus from problems to solutions, transforming challenges into stepping stones toward personal development and success. Self-compassion is also crucial in overcoming negative thinking. We are often our harshest critics, and negative self-talk can become a deeply ingrained habit. However, practicing self-compassion allows us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially during difficult times. Instead of berating ourselves for mistakes or perceived flaws, we can acknowledge that we are human and deserving of love and support. Self-compassion helps us break free from the cycle of negative thinking and cultivate a more positive and supportive inner dialogue. Another effective strategy for transforming negative thinking is to practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking or wrong in our lives to what is abundant and good. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, it becomes harder to hold on to negative thoughts. By regularly practicing gratitude, whether through journaling, meditation, or simply reflecting on the things we are thankful for, we train our minds to focus on what's working, creating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Replacing negative thinking with positive affirmations is another powerful tool. Affirmations are positive statements that help reprogram our subconscious mind. When we repeat affirmations, we begin to change the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. For example, instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," we can replace it with, "I am worthy of success and happiness." By consistently affirming positive beliefs, we can gradually rewire our thinking to be more optimistic and self-empowered. It's also important to surround ourselves with positivity to help combat negative thinking. The people, media, and environments we expose ourselves to can significantly influence our mindset. If we spend time with people who uplift and support us, we are more likely to adopt a positive outlook. Similarly, consuming media that inspires and motivates us can counteract negative thinking. Surrounding ourselves with positivity helps create an environment where positive thoughts are more likely to flourish. Lastly, taking action is one of the most effective ways to break free from negative thinking. When we focus on what we can do rather than what we can't, we regain a sense of control and empowerment. Action creates momentum, and by taking small steps toward our goals, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of overcoming challenges. Each action we take, no matter how small, shifts our mindset and reinforces the belief that we have the power to change our circumstances. In conclusion, transforming negative thinking is a process that requires awareness, practice, and patience. By recognizing our negative thoughts, challenging them, reframing situations, and practicing self-compassion and gratitude, we can shift our mindset to one that is more positive and empowering. Positive affirmations, surrounding ourselves with uplifting influences, and taking action further reinforce this transformation. The more we practice these techniques, the easier it becomes to replace negative thinking with thoughts that support our happiness, success, and well-being. Chapter 16. Developing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It is a crucial skill that impacts every aspect of our lives, from our relationships and work performance to our mental health and well-being. Unlike IQ, which is largely determined by genetics, EQ can be developed and enhanced through conscious effort and practice. In this chapter, we will explore the key components of emotional intelligence and practical strategies to cultivate them for a more fulfilling and successful life. The first component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand our own emotions. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence because it allows us to identify how we feel in any given moment and understand the impact of those feelings on our behavior and decisions. Developing self-awareness involves regularly checking in with ourselves, being mindful of our emotional states, and reflecting on how our emotions affect our thoughts and actions. By becoming more aware of our emotions, we gain greater control over them and can make more informed, intentional choices. Self-regulation is the second key component of emotional intelligence. It refers to our ability to manage and control our emotions, particularly in challenging situations. This involves not only controlling impulsive reactions, but also being able to calm ourselves down when we're feeling angry, anxious, or stressed. Self-regulation helps us to respond to situations thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, which can lead to better outcomes. Techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, and taking a step back before responding can help strengthen self-regulation and reduce emotional reactivity. Another important aspect of emotional intelligence is motivation, the ability to harness our emotions to achieve our goals. Emotionally intelligent people are often driven by intrinsic motivation, meaning they find purpose and fulfillment in the tasks they pursue rather than relying solely on external rewards. Developing motivation involves aligning our goals with our core values and passions and staying focused on the bigger picture, even when faced with obstacles. By cultivating a positive mindset and perseverance, we can overcome setbacks and stay committed to our personal and professional growth. Empathy is another critical element of emotional intelligence. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, allowing us to connect with them on a deeper level. It involves actively listening to others, recognizing their emotional states, and offering support and understanding. Empathy is vital for building strong, healthy relationships as it fosters trust, compassion, and collaboration. To enhance empathy, practice being present with others, listening without judgment, and putting yourself in their shoes. Empathetic individuals are more attuned to the needs of others and can respond with kindness and sensitivity. Closely related to empathy is social skills, which refer to our ability to navigate social interactions and build meaningful connections with others. Emotional intelligence is heavily influenced by our ability to communicate effectively, resolve conflicts, and work collaboratively in teams. People with strong social skills can manage relationships with ease, recognizing the emotions of others and responding appropriately. To develop social skills, focus on improving communication, both verbal and nonverbal, and practice active listening, building rapport. Offering support and handling disagreements constructively are all important aspects of developing strong social skills. One of the challenges of emotional intelligence is managing difficult emotions such as anger, frustration, and fear. These emotions are natural but can sometimes become overwhelming or destructive if not managed properly. Learning to cope with difficult emotions in healthy ways is essential for emotional intelligence. This can involve techniques such as cognitive reframing, changing the way we think about a situation, or engaging in stress, reducing activities like exercise, meditation, or creative outlets. It's important to acknowledge and accept difficult emotions without letting them control us. The more we practice healthy emotional regulation, the easier it becomes to navigate life's challenges. Developing emotional intelligence also involves cultivating emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. Resilient individuals can navigate adversity with a sense of optimism, perseverance, and adaptability. Resilience is not about avoiding difficult emotions, but about developing the capacity to cope with and recover from them. This can be achieved through building a support network, focusing on personal strengths, and maintaining a growth mindset. Resilience helps us turn challenges into opportunities for growth, increasing our emotional intelligence and our ability to thrive in the face of adversity. Another important factor in developing emotional intelligence is self-compassion. Emotionally intelligent people are able to treat themselves with kindness and understanding, especially during times of failure or difficulty, rather than being self-critical or judgmental. They offer themselves the same care and support that they would give a friend in need. Self-compassion helps to reduce the negative impact of stress, anxiety, and self-doubt, allowing us to maintain emotional balance and well-being. By practicing self-compassion, we can build a stronger, more resilient emotional foundation that supports our growth and happiness. In conclusion, emotional intelligence is a powerful skill that enhances our ability to navigate life's challenges, build strong relationships, and achieve personal and professional success. By cultivating self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills, and emotional resilience, we can develop our emotional intelligence and create a more fulfilling life. Emotional intelligence is not a fixed trait, but a lifelong practice, and the more we invest in its development, the more we can improve our ability to understand, manage, and respond to our emotions and the emotions of others. Chapter 17. The importance of humor. Humor is often seen as just a way to entertain or lighten the mood, but it holds a much deeper significance in our lives. It is a powerful tool for managing stress, building connections, and maintaining a positive outlook, especially in difficult times. Humor has the ability to transform our experiences and perspective, allowing us to approach life's challenges with greater resilience. In this chapter, we will explore the many benefits of humor and how it can play a crucial role in enhancing our emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Humor is an effective stress reliever. When we laugh, our brain releases endorphins, the feel-good chemicals that elevate our mood and reduce stress. Laughter also lowers the levels of stress hormones like cortisol, which helps us feel more relaxed and at ease. In moments of tension or anxiety, humor provides a mental break, allowing us to distance ourselves from the problem and gain a fresh perspective. A good laugh can turn a stressful situation into something more manageable, helping us to cope with life's inevitable challenges in a healthier way. Another significant benefit of humor is its ability to improve our relationships. Shared laughter creates bonds and fosters a sense of connection between people. Humor helps break the ice in social situations and can bridge gaps between individuals from different backgrounds or perspectives. It creates an atmosphere of ease, where people feel more comfortable being themselves and expressing their thoughts and feelings. Relationships that incorporate humor tend to be stronger, as laughter promotes trust, positivity, and open communication. Humor also has a remarkable ability to foster creativity. When we approach situations with a sense of humor, we allow ourselves to think outside the box and explore new ideas without the pressure of perfection. Humor encourages a playful mindset, which can lead to innovative problem-solving and a willingness to take risks. This is especially important in both personal and professional settings, where creativity can lead to new opportunities and solutions. By cultivating humor, we create an environment where we are more open to experimentation and growth. Humor can be a great tool for enhancing resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and the ability to find humor in difficult situations allows us to bounce back more quickly from adversity. Humor doesn't necessarily mean making light of a serious issue, but rather, it helps us to maintain a positive outlook even in challenging times. It reminds us that while we cannot always control the circumstances, we can control how we respond to them. The ability to laugh at ourselves or at the absurdity of a situation helps us maintain perspective and emotional balance. In addition to its mental and emotional benefits, humor also has positive effects on our physical health. Laughter improves cardiovascular health by increasing blood flow and improving circulation. It also strengthens the immune system, helping our bodies better fight off illness. Regular laughter has been linked to lower blood pressure, improved digestion, and even a longer lifespan. By incorporating more humor into our daily lives, we can not only enhance our mental well-being but also boost our physical health. Humor also plays an important role in enhancing our self-esteem and self-compassion. When we laugh at ourselves, we demonstrate an ability to not take ourselves too seriously. This self-awareness and humility allow us to accept our flaws and imperfections without judgment. Instead of feeling embarrassed or ashamed of mistakes, we can laugh at them, learn from them, and move forward with a more positive attitude. This mindset encourages a healthier self-image and fosters a greater sense of confidence and resilience. Moreover, humor helps us cope with difficult emotions. When we're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or sad, humor offers a temporary escape that helps us release pent-up emotions. Laughing at life's challenges, rather than becoming consumed by them, allows us to maintain emotional balance. Humor provides us with a way to process and release intense emotions, which can make us feel lighter and more at ease. It helps to shift our focus from the negative to the positive, allowing us to maintain hope and optimism even during tough times. Humor is also a powerful way to cultivate a sense of joy and positivity in our daily lives. People who have a good sense of humor are generally more optimistic and have a greater ability to enjoy life's simple pleasures. Humor encourages us to look for the funny or light-hearted aspects of our experiences, rather than dwelling on the negative. This shift in perspective not only makes life more enjoyable, but also encourages a mindset of gratitude and appreciation for the present moment. In conclusion, humor is far more than just a means of entertainment. It is a powerful tool for improving our emotional, mental, and physical well-being. By incorporating humor into our daily lives, we can manage stress, enhance relationships, foster creativity, build resilience, and improve our overall health. Humor allows us to approach life with a lighter heart, greater joy, and a positive outlook. Even when faced with adversity, embracing humor is an essential part of living a happy, balanced, and fulfilling life. Chapter 18. Finding peace in chaos. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it feels as though the world around us is spinning out of control. Whether it's the pressures of work, personal challenges, or global events, chaos can easily overwhelm us. However, amidst this turmoil, it is possible to find peace. True peace is not the absence of chaos, but the ability to remain calm, centered, and grounded despite external circumstances. In this chapter, we will explore how to cultivate inner peace in the midst of chaos and find balance, even when everything around us seems in disarray. The first step in finding peace in chaos is acceptance. It's easy to become frustrated or anxious when things don't go as planned, but resistance to the chaos only intensifies our stress. Accepting that life is unpredictable and that not everything is within our control can help reduce the anxiety we feel. When we let go of the need to control every outcome and simply accept the flow of life, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to fix everything. Acceptance allows us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our responses, and our actions. Another key aspect of finding peace in chaos is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. In chaotic situations, our minds often race, and we may find ourselves worrying about what will happen next or regretting past decisions. Mindfulness helps us slow down, become aware of our thoughts and emotions, and simply observe them without getting caught up in them. By practicing mindfulness, we can create a sense of calm in the midst of chaos, grounding ourselves in the present moment rather than being swept away by anxiety or fear. Breathing techniques are also a powerful tool for finding peace in chaotic times. When we are stressed or overwhelmed, our breath tends to become shallow and rapid, which can increase feelings of anxiety. Focusing on deep, intentional breathing helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the body and mind. Simple techniques such as diaphragmatic breathing or the 4-7-8 method, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8, can help us regain control over our nervous system and restore a sense of peace, even in stressful situations. It's also important to cultivate a sense of perspective when faced with chaos. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to become consumed by the immediate stresses we're facing. However, taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture can help us gain perspective. Often, the things that cause us the most stress are temporary, and in time they will pass. By reminding ourselves that difficult situations are a part of life and not permanent, we can reduce their emotional impact and maintain a sense of calm and clarity. Another way to find peace in chaos is by practicing self-compassion. When things feel chaotic, we can be hard on ourselves, thinking that we should have it all together or that we're not handling things well. However, self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially during difficult times. Instead of criticizing ourselves for feeling overwhelmed or stressed, we can acknowledge that it's okay to not have all the answers. Self-compassion allows us to offer ourselves the care and support we need to weather the storm with greater resilience. In addition to self-compassion, creating space for stillness is essential for maintaining peace in chaotic times. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, constantly reacting to external demands and expectations. However, setting aside time each day for stillness, whether through meditation, quiet reflection, or simply sitting in silence, helps us reconnect with ourselves and cultivate inner peace. By making space for stillness, we give our minds and bodies the opportunity to recharge, helping us feel more grounded and centered in the midst of external chaos. Setting boundaries is another important practice for finding peace in chaotic environments. When we're overwhelmed, it can be tempting to say yes to everything or to neglect our own needs in favor of others. However, setting clear boundaries helps protect our energy and preserve our peace of mind. This might mean saying no to commitments that don't align with our values or taking breaks when we need them. By respecting our own limits, we create a sense of control in our lives which can help us navigate chaos with greater calm and clarity. Finally, faith and trust play a significant role in finding peace during chaotic times. Trusting that things will work out, even if we don't have all the answers, helps us surrender to the flow of life. Faith, whether it's faith in a higher power, in the universe, or in ourselves, can provide comfort and assurance during challenging times. When we cultivate a sense of faith and trust, we release the need to control every aspect of our lives and allow peace to enter, even amidst uncertainty. In conclusion, finding peace in chaos is not about eliminating external stresses, but about cultivating an inner state of calm that can withstand the turbulence of life. By accepting the unpredictability of life, practicing mindfulness, using breathing techniques, gaining perspective, and showing self-compassion, we can create peace within ourselves. Creating space for stillness, setting boundaries, and trusting the process further strengthen our ability to remain grounded during chaotic times. By implementing these practices, we can navigate life's challenges with a greater sense of peace and emotional resilience. Chapter 19. Living authentically. Living authentically means embracing who you truly are and expressing yourself in a way that aligns with your core values, beliefs, and passions. It's about shedding the masks and personas that society, family, or peer pressure may have imposed upon you and embracing your true self without fear of judgment or rejection. In a world that often promotes conformity, Living authentically is an act of courage and self-love. In this chapter, we will explore the importance of authenticity and how to cultivate a life that reflects your true identity. One of the first steps to living authentically is self-awareness. To live authentically, you must first understand who you are. The desires, beliefs, strengths, and weaknesses that make you unique. This requires introspection and self-reflection, as well as the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself. By becoming more self-aware, you gain clarity on what truly matters to you and what no longer serves your well-being. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which authenticity is built, allowing you to align your actions with your true values. Living authentically also requires the courage to embrace vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is a powerful expression of strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open up to the possibility of being true to ourselves without fear of rejection or criticism. Vulnerability allows us to show up in the world as we truly are, without hiding behind facades or pretending to be someone we are not. Embracing vulnerability is an essential part of living authentically because it encourages honesty, connection, and emotional freedom. Another key aspect of living authentically is learning to set boundaries. Authenticity is not just about self-expression, it's also about protecting your energy and your peace of mind. Setting boundaries means knowing your limits and communicating them clearly to others. It involves saying no when necessary, removing yourself from toxic environments, and prioritizing your own well-being. By setting healthy boundaries, you create space to live according to your own values and avoid being swayed by external pressures or expectations. Living authentically also involves letting go of people-pleasing behaviors. Many of us are conditioned to seek approval from others, even at the expense of our own needs and desires. However, constantly seeking validation from others leads to a life that is out of alignment with our true selves. To live authentically, you must be willing to let go of the need for approval and embrace your own voice and choices. This means trusting your instincts and having the confidence to make decisions based on your values rather than trying to please everyone around you. In addition to letting go of people pleasing, living authentically requires the ability to embrace imperfections. No one is perfect, and part of being authentic is accepting your flaws and mistakes as part of your unique journey. Perfectionism can be a barrier to living authentically because it often leads to self-criticism and fear of failure. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you allow yourself the freedom to make mistakes, learn, and grow. Embracing imperfections means being kind to yourself and accepting that your worth is not dependent on external achievements or validation. Another essential part of living authentically is trusting your intuition. Your inner voice, or intuition, is often a reliable guide when it comes to making decisions that align with your true self. However, in a world filled with distractions and external influences, it can be easy to ignore or suppress your intuition. To live authentically, you must learn to tune into your inner wisdom and trust that it knows what's best for you. Trusting your intuition allows you to make choices that are in alignment with your values, desires, and true purpose, rather than being swayed by the opinions of others. Living authentically also involves being true to your passions and purpose. When you live authentically, you pursue the things that light you up, that bring you joy, and that give you a sense of fulfillment. Whether it's your career, hobbies, or relationships, living authentically means choosing paths that resonate with your heart and soul. It's about following your passions without fear of judgment or failure. By living with purpose, you create a life that feels meaningful and aligned with who you truly are. In conclusion, living authentically is a powerful way to create a life that is deeply fulfilling and true to who you are. By cultivating self-awareness, embracing vulnerability, setting boundaries, letting go of people-pleasing, embracing imperfections, trusting your intuition, and following your passions, you can live a life that reflects your true essence. Living authentically requires courage, but the rewards, greater fulfillment, deeper connections, and a sense of inner peace, are well worth the effort. When you live authentically, you create a life that is uniquely yours, one that is aligned with your values and true purpose. Chapter 20. True. Sustaining happiness over time. Happiness is not a fleeting emotion, but a continuous state of being that can be cultivated and maintained over time. While it is natural to experience highs and lows in life, sustaining happiness requires intentional effort and the development of habits that nurture our well-being. In this chapter, we will explore how to sustain happiness over the long term by creating a lifestyle that supports emotional, mental, and physical health, and by fostering positive habits that keep our sense of joy intact even during challenging times. One of the key elements to sustaining happiness is practicing gratitude consistently. Gratitude is a powerful tool that helps us shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have. By regularly acknowledging the blessings in our lives, we reinforce positive emotions and create a foundation for sustained happiness. This can be done through daily practices, such as keeping a gratitude journal, where we write down the things we are grateful for each day, or by simply taking a moment to reflect on our blessings. The more we practice gratitude, the more natural it becomes to find joy in even the smallest aspects of life. Another important factor in sustaining happiness is nurturing relationships. Human connection is a fundamental source of happiness, and fostering deep, meaningful relationships with family, friends, and community is essential for long-term well-being. Maintaining these relationships requires effort and intention, but the rewards are immeasurable. It's important to invest time and energy into building trust, practicing active listening, and showing love and support to those we care about. As we cultivate strong relationships, we create a support system that helps us navigate life's challenges, making it easier to sustain happiness even in difficult times. Self-care is another critical component in sustaining happiness. Taking care of our physical, emotional, and mental health ensures that we have the energy and resilience to handle life's ups and downs. This includes practices such as getting enough sleep, eating nourishing food, engaging in regular physical activity, and taking time for relaxation and hobbies that bring us joy. Self-care also involves prioritizing our mental health by managing stress, seeking therapy when needed, and making time for mindfulness or meditation. By consistently taking care of ourselves, we can maintain a strong foundation for happiness. Sustaining happiness also requires living in alignment with our values. When our actions and choices reflect our core beliefs and desires, we experience a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. However, it's easy to get caught up in external pressures, societal expectations, or the pursuit of material success. To sustain happiness over time, we must take the time to reflect on our values and make choices that honor them. Whether it's in our career, relationships, or daily habits, living authentically allows us to create a life that feels true to who we are, which supports lasting happiness. Another key aspect of sustaining happiness is embracing change and growth. Life is constantly evolving, and our happiness depends on our ability to adapt to new circumstances and challenges. Embracing change with an open mind and a positive attitude allows us to continue growing, learning, and finding joy in new experiences. This means being open to stepping outside our comfort zones, taking on new challenges, and viewing setbacks as opportunities for personal growth. The ability to adapt and grow with life's changes ensures that our happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but on our internal capacity to thrive. In addition to embracing change, it is important to practice forgiveness as a means of sustaining happiness. Holding on to grudges, resentment, or anger can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, preventing us from experiencing peace and joy. Forgiveness, both towards others and ourselves, frees us from the burden of negative emotions and creates space for healing and emotional well-being. It's important to remember that forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior, but about releasing the emotional hold that the past has on us. By practicing forgiveness, we allow ourselves to move forward with greater peace and happiness. A crucial aspect of sustaining happiness is maintaining a sense of purpose. Having a sense of purpose gives our lives direction and meaning, providing us with a reason to wake up each day with enthusiasm. This could come from our work, our relationships, our passions, or our desire to contribute to something greater than ourselves. A sense of purpose gives us the motivation to keep going during tough times and helps us find joy in the journey, not just the destination. Whether it's through pursuing a meaningful career, engaging in acts of kindness, or focusing on personal growth, a clear sense of purpose fuels our happiness and well-being. Lastly, mindfulness and presence play a significant role in sustaining happiness over time. When fully present in each moment, we can appreciate life's simple pleasures and cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. Practicing mindfulness allows us to become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, helping us stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. By slowing down and being present, we can savor the little moments contributing to our happiness, rather than constantly striving for future goals or dwelling on past regrets. In conclusion, sustaining happiness is not a passive process, but an ongoing commitment to living a life that nurtures our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. By practicing gratitude, nurturing relationships, prioritizing self-care, living in alignment with our values, embracing change, practicing forgiveness, maintaining a sense of purpose, and cultivating mindfulness, we can create a life that supports lasting happiness. While challenges will always arise, these practices help us build a resilient foundation that allows us to experience joy, fulfillment, and peace no matter what life brings our way.